Do you struggle with handling money? Do you forget to keep track of how much you spent, how much is in your bank account? Well, today I'm going to give you some ideas about how to handle money in a more effective way. Hi, I'm Coach Ted, and welcome to Coffee with Coach Ted. Good morning, Friday morning. You know, money is a big issue for a lot of people with ADHD. I mean, it's a big issue for a lot of people, but then our ADHD makes it even more challenging. And I was particularly aware of this. A couple of my clients this week, like the past few weeks, we've been talking about money and their handling their money, keeping track of their money. And so it's kind of top of mind for me. And then it's always top of mind for me, for myself, handling my own money, keeping track of my own spending and how much is in my bank accounts and so on and so forth. And thanks for the likes and, oh, look at the fireworks. So, as I said, money is a big issue for a lot of people, but particularly for those of us with ADHD that come from here. So it's more than just a bounce check here or there, or even a late payment here or there. That we need to have a systematic way of handling our money and dealing with making sure that we're on top of things, that our bills are getting paid, and there's some strategies that we can use for that. So one of the first things you need to do is look at what are the problem areas in terms of money. Is it spending? Is it savings? Is it knowing how much money you have in the bank, in your account? So those are just some questions you need to figure out. Like, what are the problem areas in terms of managing money? And what are your goals? How much do you have saving goals? And how do you implement those? Do you have an emergency fund? In case the furnace breaks. A good friend of mine, his furnace went out this week, and just a few days ago, and he lives in Rochester, and it's cold in Rochester, and he had to come up with a plan and a way to replace the furnace. So these kinds of things happen. And do we have the money to take care of those? Keeping track of your paperwork. Do you have a way of making sure you have all your receipts for your tax returns? What do you do with bills? Do you pay your bills on time? What do you do with the mail? Hey, Carrie Ann, thanks for joining today. Good to have you. And what about spending? Impulsive spending is a big issue for a lot of us with ADHD. ADHD, one of the symptoms of ADHD is impulsiveness, and it comes out in spending. It happens to me from time to time. It's like, oh, I get this idea of something I have to have, and so I buy it. And like, do I have to have it? No. Do I sometimes return it? Yes. So we have to have a plan for controlling impulsiveness in our spending. So what are some things that we can do? Well, one is technology these days can be a big help. For instance, I have all my bills paid automatically. The electric bill, my insurance bill for my home and for my car. I don't get any bills in the mail anymore. So I don't have any late payments. So online banking and automatic bill pay is a real blessing for those with ADHD. So if you aren't taking advantage of that, and maybe you feel a little intimidated by it, get some help in setting up automatic bill pay. It is a blessing to not have to worry about bills being paid on time, the bill getting lost in a pile of mail, which was a big issue for a lot of people for many years. They weren't managing the mail, so weren't finding the bills, and so on and so forth. So you can avoid doing that. Also, with online banking, you can check your bank account any time of day or night to see how much money you have. And you can see a list of all the transactions that you've done. So again, using technology can be a real help in managing our money. Get some help. Get expert financial help. Don't try to do this on your own. Have a financial advisor that helps you, determine your financial goals. Help you set up various plans for saving and for the future, and setting up an emergency fund, and how you can fund that, and how much money you should put into it, and all that kind of stuff. Don't try to do this by yourself, which unfortunately is one of our not so great habits. Another sip of coffee here. Asking for help, getting help, paying for help, important. Work with a coach. Somebody like myself, doesn't have to be me, for sure. But somebody you talk to on a regular basis, I talk to my clients generally 3 or 4 times a month. And if we're working on a particular issue, like I'm working with these 2 clients on their financial record keeping, we check, they make commitment each week of what they're going to do, and then check in with them the following week and how they do. And if they completed what they said they're going to do, I praise them to the skies. Celebrate successes. And if they haven't done it, then we look at, okay, what's in the way? Sometimes it's our beliefs about money. Can we handle it? Do we deserve it? All kinds of those, I didn't mention those mental issues, the beliefs we have about money that get in our way. That's a whole other topic, but an important one. Share financial responsibility with, if you are in a significant relationship, marriage or significant other. Make sure, talk about your finances. Share what's going on. There are different ways to structure it. Some couples, each person has their own account. They're responsible for their own spending, and then they have joint account where the mortgage or the rent, food, etc. gets paid. But work with your partner in terms of, again, your financial goals, your record keeping processes, all that kind of stuff. Money can be a big issue between couples. Don't let it get in your way. Make sure that you're talking about it and you have agreements of how you're going to handle it, so you don't argue about spending things, buying things that you don't need, all that kind of stuff. So those are just some thoughts about handling money. Again, money is a big challenge for those of us with ADHD. We need to learn how to manage it, how to handle it, or we can be in real trouble. You don't want to end up being retirement age and not have any retirement savings. That's a disaster. You don't want to spend so much you go into bankruptcy. difficult situation. So that's it for Coffee with Coach Ted. Thanks for being here. Couple of things. I forgot to mention at the beginning that ask for comments, shares, likes. If you're watching this later as a replay, please type in hashtag replay, and and please comment or like or share share this video with people you think could benefit from it. If you like, also please comment on what you've learned today. Was there something that I mentioned that was new to you, or that's a real takeaway for you? Thanks for the like, whoever that was. Thank you very much. I love to know what you learned from the videos I do. Like, know that they're being helpful to people. If you'd like to connect with me individually, type in hashtag connect in a comment, and I'll be in touch, and we'll set up a time to chat. And also, finally, mention my ADHD group, Live Fully with ADHD. If you're not a member of the group yet, please check us out. We have like up to 310 people. Great folks. Some really interesting conversations. It's a great place for support. Ask questions. Get some perspective on an issue that you're dealing with, that maybe you're struggling with. Find out what other people do about that situation. So I'm going to post a comment, a link in the comment. You can go read about the group. You can't look at what's in there until you join, and if you request to join, please make sure you answer the questions. There are 3 simple questions that I ask you to answer when you submit your request to join. And then I will approve you, and then check us out. And if it's not your liking, then fine. You can always leave the group. No hard feelings. So, wow, 12:13. That's it. I'm talking on and on. It's Friday afternoon now. Have a great weekend. And remember, I'll be here Monday, same time, 12 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. That's Daylight Savings Time. My goodness, how time does fly. So, again, have a great weekend. Hope to see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.